$540 million worth of liquidations. The market is having a bit of a whoopsie, right? It looks like the market is reacting over to what Powell has said, and not only what's going on, what's happening, and what the potential future is going on. And it's just, in my opinion, some form of revaluation before all of this stuff really starts to move up from here. In my previous streams, I gave you guys a bit of an important aspect here. Gave you some certain levels, some ideas of where things are going, what's going to happening, and it's pretty much following exactly what I said. I am going to be showing you some key factors, what I'm thinking, what I believe is going to happen, what I believe is which way we're going to go. I said towards the September period, we're going to be going in a bit of a downtrend. I did say it. It just started early. The problem is that it got overheated very quickly, and that overheated aspect made the pullback quicker. Where I was saying that, oh, we need a bit of a pullback here, it just continued up. And when that happens, it gets overheated very, very quickly. If you guys want to see, it's all there. We're live as we speak, right? Now, all of this all depends on some really key factors. What happened on Sunday, what's going on every aspect of that side. Let's get this out of the way. Why is that there? Let's get this out the side. All this kind of stuff is really, really important what is this? Why is that there? See. So right now, what Bitcoin is doing at this present moment is it's trying to find its level, right? So this 112 level, we drew it, it came, it tapped it twice. Now, it's really important to understand something. We're getting a bit of a rejection from here, but this rejection isn't strong enough. I said previously, remember I said it's extremely, extremely important that the 115,700 has to hold. It came there, tapped it, and then full-blown disappeared into nothing, right? Because of that, pretty much the bears are in control in the short run. Now, this double bottom aspect, triple bottom, or whatever bottom that you're trying to understand right now is not going, hello, no, it's not going to describe, and I'm dubious if this thing is going to hold this level here. Yeah, we are regaining this level. Let's see what tomorrow happens. I believe that there's going to be some form of a bit of a short squeeze that's going on. Oh my God, are you still, yes. This man speaks facts and knowledge. Good guy to follow and share. Thank you so much, glasses. Yes. Do we have a pullback? Okay, never mind. Right. Yeah. So I don't think that this 112 is going to hold, and it could be some further deeper pullbacks. There are two key levels that I think are going to be coming to, and I think one is more likely than not to do so, and it will give you an opportunity. It will give you an opportunity to have a buy that I don't think you'll ever get again. This is the thing I'm going to explain to you guys very, very importantly. Now, if we look through some of the key factors that we're seeing here, and I want everyone to understand, let me just get this thing. I have to do this very quickly. I'm just so busy on my side. It's absolutely insane, right? If we look carefully, and I showed it on my video as well. Where do I buy Fat Cat? You go to Solana, or actually you can go to the website. I'll show you this one here. You go here and you can all the details are there, all what the utility is, everything's there. That's the thing there. If you go buy, it goes into this, or you can actually get it from any form of a Solana based wallet. Now, where are we? Right. If we go into this and we see that there has been some absolutely massive liquidations, late longs, right? What happened? And this is the situation. This is what I took a coin, but it's not yours. You have to put the right address in. That's why I go to the website and copy that address, right? What happened is that the news from Jackson Hole came in, and news-based buyers rocketed in, thinking and not really understanding, or if it was maybe manipulation, it could be manipulation. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if something on that level is right. These type of thoughts on the market seems like we will continue to dip. Yeah, there is a possibility that will happen, right? It seems like all these short-term news-based buyers came in, pumped the market, and the thing is, Where the problem is right now, and this is the thing, when news-based buys come in, it's usually a very short-term pump without any real control, right? Now, where do I find the address? You just go to that fatcat.social. It's really easy. Now, when you go to when that happens, where the real problem happens is these short-term buyers here, right? There's going to be a point where these guys are going to make a decision whether they're going to sell or not. And especially if we're in a long to short ratio discrepancy such as this, I feel like there's going to be some form of a pump or a regaining of this level of some form, right? Now, if we look at some other key, where did this go? If we look at some other key factors here, we have completely cleaned out all of the levels of liquidity. Where did this go? Honestly, God, I'm so out of it today. I apologize. It's been so busy on my side. We've cleaned out majority of the liquidity. These are all buy orders, right? These don't count, right? These are all buy orders, but there is some juicy liquidity up here. 79 million, 48 million. There's almost over $250 million worth of, yeah, great to see you, Big Al. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Up here. So I assume some form of push up to the 115 level is going to be important, and I would not be surprised if some form of that short squeeze is going to happen, because everyone is short at the moment. There is a lot of liquidity building up from all these people when they are working in that manner, right? This game is a manipulation game. It works on your emotions, and you have to work in that manner. Thinking too short term is what will wreck you, right? This is the thing that I need to understand, and it's really important to understand that 115,000 level is almost exactly the point of control, right? This point of control here is the point of control between the bears and the bulls, and right now the bears are in control at this present moment. If we regain this level, the 115,745, we're full blown let's go time. But I honestly, and you're not gonna like me when I say it. Should I say it? Okay, you're not gonna really like me, but what I think is going. You told it to kind of be careful. I'll take the opportunity to sell ETH exactly. I did say it. I mean, I said it. I said that that around the September period we're going to be getting some historical lows, right? What I believe is going to happen, and it's a combination between. I'll show you it here, right? I'm going to show you here, and I'm going to give you some levels and explain to you why those levels are key. What I think is going to be doing is that we've been playing off the RSI triple bearish divergence, right? But there's also a low point to that. There is a support area that I drew. I wonder if any of you guys looked at it and drew it on your own graph, because it's following it perfectly. But anyway, the key levels that we're looking at right now, I think, where this will have some level of bounce and where we could get some level of relief rallies, right? The first one we got was at the 112,000. I said around there we will get some sort of bounce, but it went in deep into the fair value gap, and then we came back, and we're now above it, which is good, right? This is everyone's saying a dip in September makes me think otherwise. Yeah, look, I think I was the first one to say it, but beside that, anyway, whatever. I'm saying it's temporary. I want everyone to really understand this. This is really, really temporary, right? In my opinion. And the temporary could be quite painful, but I don't think it's going to be that as painful as people think in alts. I'll explain that to you as well. Now, let's see if this level here, this 112,000 level holds. If this starts to do something like, if this starts to do something like this and then go back into down here, I would be very surprised if this thing doesn't go down and tap the first level, which is 109.6, right? We'll get some sort of movement there, and if we can reclaim this, great, we continue up. But I don't think so. I think it will reject and possibly go down to one of these two levels, 104, or at absolute worst, and I mean like world-class bottom level, I think, is 100,000. I think around here people are going to be screaming it's over. I think people down here everyone's going to be screaming it's over. All the birds are going to be screaming, and that is when you should, where I will be doing a certain tactic which is called buying, right? That's what I'm going to be doing. This is the situation that I want to explain to you. So we could We could very well go down to these levels, but you need to understand this factor, right? You need to understand this factor. If you're in the notion of, okay, I'll sell now and I'll buy in a later thing, we need to understand. You still don't, look. All you need to really understand is that we are still in a bullish structure here. We're still in a bullish structure. If we take out 100,000, then I can say, okay, things are not looking fantastic. But right now, we're still in a bullish trend, right? So even if we can come down to here, it still would count as a bullish trend. I want everyone to understand that this is just a retest of the breakout zone. So this is not going to be a problem. It could go down here. The reason why I say these levels are really important is this, right? And I drew these things to you guys. I drew them, right? I drew all of this stuff for you. And I've been a bit busy, so I haven't been able to stream or get back and tell you all these things. One area of worry and why I think this thing is going to go down more is that we've developed a cross on the MACD on the weekly, right? A cross on the weekly. This, and I drew this. All I added here was this trend line. This right now, right? What does this look like? Guys, what does this look like? Here, in fact, I'm do it bigger. That's what she said. Never works there. Anyway. What does that look like? Please, everyone understand this factor, right? You need to understand this thing. Jam made a post saying that if you don't get to 99 by the first, he's deleting his account. Yeah, he'll never delete his account. He's just messing with you guys, right? I'm glad that some people are laughing. You need to laugh sometimes, whatever. I drew this. All I added was this line, this trend line here with there. This is looking if this comes down. I said the 50% level. Remember, look, all of this stuff I'm giving you guys, I gave these guys this stuff to you before, right? So just put them on your graph, and if in doubt, look at it and follow it, right? If in doubt and follow it. Right now, the 50% line is extremely important. That is a key area of support. But I think we'll get a bit of a bounce there, and people will say, oh yeah, da, 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 da. But I think it will produce a lower high and go down and test these lower levels. These lower levels here will come, and then everyone will be screaming, it is over. It is the playbook 101 in this industry, right? Playbook 101 in industry. It'll go down there and settle around this level here, right? Jam said that the top of ETH was... Okay, I get it. I understand. Jam is a different person. He has his own analysis. I have my own analysis. I think just comparing people's analysis is a wrong thing to do, right? Everyone has their own understanding of what's going on. This is what I follow. It's worked for me very well. He follows what he does, and if it works for him, that's great. You guys pick and understand that way. I'm tired of talking about that guy, right? Whatever. Now, so something on this level, and honestly, I'm telling you, right? But all of this, I'm going to say all of this. Yeah, if it goes down, it'll be the mother of all buying opportunities. Oh my God, right? Oh my Lord, it'll be the mother of all buying opportunities. Well, whatever. So something on this level is going to be happening. It's very strange that I've drawn these lines almost exactly. It's like, what was that guy? Who's that guy that has that algorithm that he sells for like $2,000? What was that guy's name? Who is it? Who's that guy? I don't know who that guy is. I've got his name. Anyway, the Ukrainian dude, right? I can't remember his name. True, that's the one. True something or other. Hey, look. My algorithm has drawn the lines, and I think it's going to come down to here and tap this line and then bounce up from here into this in exponential, drawing, and then excluding and explode up from here, right? So all of this stuff, I think, it's going to happen. It's weird that I've drawn it like it's almost on point. Anyway, whatever. It's like anyway, but I drew it on live, so you guys can't, think. Anyway, whatever. So I think something on this level is going to be happening. This coming down to here, and the absolute best thing, right? If this happens, I still don't understand why. What you mean by temporary? Are we talking about weeks or days? No, weeks. I would say weeks. This is on the weekly, right? This can take weeks. I want to explain this to you, right? And that's why it's going to shake a lot of people out, right? I want to explain this to you. There is a perfect storm scenario here, right? Perfect storm scenario. I want to show you my perfect storm scenario, Let me put this, get my perfect storm scenario chart up, right? Currently, which is weird, is that we're getting an uptick on exchange volume. Weeks and days is both temporary and macro. Yeah, macro, exactly. My God, Miles, thank you. We're talking such low time frames here. It's a joke. Months in trading. If you could, and it doesn't matter. Whatever. If you could get in a normal world, right? In a normal financial world, if you get 30% in a couple of months, they think you're scamming them, right? That's how I just want everyone to understand that. I said 10% to someone in a month to one of my finance guys, and it was like, just don't say those words to me. I was like, okay. But look, this is my perfect scenario. Shouldn't we pump until to the rate cuts? Not necessarily. I'm going to explain that as well, right? As I said, rate cuts. Crypto Buzzer said there's a CME gap. Okay, fantastic. That's what he says. Good on him. What I will say, right, is that rate cuts, you have to take it within the environment it is being done. It's really, really important. Hello, my man. Pevoka. Cool name. Where's that from? That's a cool name. Anyway, look, right now there is an uptick. There's an uptick on exchange volume. So my ideal, if this happens, there isn't a more of a clearer confluence on what's going to happen in this market. If this settles and stays around this area and doesn't tank, if we still see this interest, right, where there's exchange, people putting money in exchanges, trading, testing out, playing, and this and the other, alongside, why is that there? Why are you being stupido? 1 second. Too many tabs open. If that happens, alongside Bitcoin possibly going down, let's say 104, right? Because the 200-day EMA is coming there. That's a super strong support, right? Let's say it goes down to that point there. And at the same time, we see this come and bottom out around here. That would be an amazing thing to happen. That would be amazing thing to happen. And I want everyone to really understand this thing, right? What's this? Crypto Buzzer doesn't get that name for nothing. But okay, maybe. If that happens, it would be absolutely spectacular. Truly a spectacular move on what will happen in this market, because there's exchange volume increasing. The market is coming down to a perfect buy area and movement on that side. Furthermore, that whale that sold on the weekend, that did that. You know, look, this is the thing I also want to explain to you, right? This is the thing I want to also explain to you. That whale dumping that large amount, right? That large amount of, if you want an island, you have to wait a little bit more, right? That guy, that whale that sold billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, right? If one whale can do that to this market, it shows how small this market is. I just want everyone to understand that. Know that what was his name? What was that trader's name? I forgot his name. Anyway, in a normal market, someone dumping a couple of billion onto the S&P 500 or on, say, Apple's chart, right, would not do that. So this is where we are. We're still in an easily manipulated, affected world, right? So and he actually moved that into Ethereum, and we'll have a look at Ethereum in that say, not how small it is, how easy it's manipulated. Well, it's two in the same thing in this world. You can only manipulate it if it's small. Go and try and manipulate the S&P 500. I beg you, try and do that. Why hasn't he sold OTC? Interesting. Well, you know, it makes him get better prices, right? Yeah, he went and bought ETH. It's true. Now, that's the current situation. So the levels, draw the levels. 109,655, 104,628, 104,628, and 101. Around that one, right? Around those levels is where I believe we will get some form of bounces from those areas if we get there. Let's see who knows where this will go. But I think around 104 is something that could very well possibly be happening. Or maybe not, 109, something like that. One of those three levels is going to be hit. We'll see how it works and how it bounces from those key points, right? Now, oh yeah, we looked at that. Now, one key thing that we need to understand is the S&P 500. As I said, I wonder how as I said, guys, I'm not going to co-host with Sandeep, honestly. Jeez. Well, I don't. Anyway, whatever. What was I going to say? Sorry, I had to sell. Fantastic, no problem, man. So if we look at the S&P 500, right, and as I said, it all rotates off key factors here. These rotations happen from SPX, the S&P 500, and all the way down to various other factors. Oh, God, honestly, I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I don't understand how some people. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, so the way it works is that the S&P 500 then it moves down into Bitcoin and various things, aspects in that level. Now, S&P 500 is rejecting off the all-time high, right? So we could, in one way, have a bit of a pullback, right? So this thing is happening here, and you need to be understanding that fair value gaps in these type of environments, in these type of markets, are far more important. I mean, really important, because these are big moves, right? And those fair value gaps are massive, right? And this big pump has created something that's a bit of a massive fair value gap, right? And if we look at where this could go to, let's just draw this here in front of you guys, right? If we do that, and I would say usually about 50% around there. Let's have a look. Yeah, almost. Very close. Very close, right? I would not be surprised if this doesn't come back into a zone around here, right? I would not be surprised if that doesn't happen. So I would say between the 6.4 around the 6.420, right? What's going on with Bitcoin? I'm telling you, right? So around the 6.420, the S&P 500 could pull back into. Usually, with these type of candles, it retraces 50% of that candle into the fair value gap. That also aligns. Let's see why the world did it. Also aligns with the 21-day EMA. That's usually a very strong point in this, and I think something on that level here, the SPX is going to be pulling back, and that works in line with what Bitcoin will do, and various RSI movements and resetting and so forth and things on that matter. Now, if we look at gold, until this breaks down, until this starts getting down to here and actually has a bit more of a pullback, Bitcoin will struggle a little bit, right? You need to understand that this is very important to lose some weakness, because this right now, especially in the current environment, inflation environment that we are, and various other factors that are going on, this is a safe haven. People are putting money here. Money markets in there. And when there's a rate cut, that is when you're going to see some level of liquidity flowing into this and various other factors here as well, right? It's going to be very important to understand what's going on. Now, let's go and look at some really important things, right? The USDT dominance. Now, I put this into the pro group as well. It's super important. This cannot take out the previous high, 4.48%. Aren't rate cuts long-term bearish? No, bullish. Short-term bearish, long-term bullish. So what I was going to say is, what was I talking about? Right, look, and it's also in the environment that you're in. You have to look, this is the thing. I always say it to you guys. It's not the rate cut that happens. It's the environment in which it happens. That's all. That's all you need to understand. Anyway, and I'll explain. I'll get into that in a second. Let me give these levels so people can actually draw them on their graphs. And actually, when I'm not around or I'm doing something and I've got 100 other things, I wasn't very well in the weekend as well, going through a whole long story, right? When this hits the 4.8% level, right? If it doesn't break this, then we're still good. Things aren't terrible. We're still in a good thing. Remember, I said multiple times before, we are trying to break what is a multi bull run trend line. It's not going to be easy to break. I want everyone to understand that. And if we do break it, it's going to be Ireland party. I'm buying Iceland, right? So you need to understand that these things don't happen easily, and the only way that these things happen is when it's the right time and the right market environment to do so. That's it. We need to understand that. You know, like right now, liquidity is fearful, and I'm going to explain to you why it is. If you guys watch my video, which none of you guys seem to watch for some reason, like, nah, bruv, I'm not going to watch a video. Why do I need to wait 2 minutes for this guy who's put all of his time into it, right? Now, if we look at USDT dominant, Bitcoin dominance, I literally drew the line for you guys. I literally drew the line. It's there. You can go and watch it in my previous recorded. If you go here, follow that, it's all there. It's all there. And please, everyone watching that, please go there and follow this. I want to try and get to 1,000, please. Right? I'm doing this stuff without any real good. It's there. It tapped it perfectly. I said that this level here would be somewhat a form of an importance level. And I would say, look, coming back up to the 59% level is an area that it could go and reject from there as well. Right now, we need to see where this is going to settle. This level here, I said, was very, very important. If it breaks that, we're in party time. There will be a point where this breaks. But I will say this, right? Again, I will say this. I want everyone to, it's really simple to get these things for your understanding. Just draw the fib levels. See where the rejection levels are. I would not be surprised if this thing had some form of rejection at the 58.68 level. You need to start, what you guys need to do, right? And this is the thing I want everyone to really understand, is start trading like people in the S&P 500 trade. Really appreciate you taking your time out of your day to inform. You're not noobs. I'm not an expert. I'm just giving you my understanding and knowledge on what's going on, right? Anyway, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on that I'm trying to deal with. Anyway, my life is complicated, man. When you have a lot, your life gets complicated. Now, you see here, so off the 50% level, I've said that I ain't an expert, right? Off the 50% level, but that line, that 57.73, did it hit it exactly? I'm just curious. Did it go over that level? It is wild how close that is. How many percent was I off? How many percent was I? I'm curious how many percent I was off. I was off 0.08%. That's all right. Not bad. That's all right. I could be better. I need to work on that 0.08%. I could be better, right? And the thing is, no one records what they do, right? So you can go back and it's there, bruv, right? I put it there, right? Everything's there. What you guys need to do, as I was saying, you need to start looking at this like how an S&P 500 trader. If something happens today, you're looking for, wait, what's going to happen in the future? Why is this showing it? Because again, you need to understand all of this. This dip here is a prediction of what they believe is going to happen in the future, not what's happening now. I want everyone to understand that fact. This pullback to this area is them thinking, wait. We worry that there might be a revaluation of these companies. So I think now is the time to sell to garner that potential in the future, or the problems in the future. You have to think in that way. So, for example, if Bitcoin pulls back here, you have to be like, okay, what's the next move? Not what shall I do now? It should be like, where is this going to be in a month's time? Where is it going to be in 6 months' time? A year's time? Think in that manner. Think in that manner. because that means that every dip you're going to sell everything. It's not an easy game. It really isn't. Honestly, it's really not. Just understand that unless you're in high level leverage trading, believe me, man, if you're in high level trading, then good luck to you guys, right? If you're at 60x or 100x, that's basically gambling. You can do what you want to. I will never touch that, right? Unless you're like working in spot levels, or you're looking at zero leverage, where you can actually go the opposite way on zero leverage as well, right? Where you don't actually risk your capital. There's just a fee to do so, right? Thank you, bro. No problem. No, and thank you, RNC. Thank you. I saw your I saw it. I haven't been able to read it. I've been doing a lot, but thank you for understanding and being the person you are, right? Just understand that. Now, brother, I've gotten liquidated if I traded yesterday. But yes, you just have to be careful, right? Right now, we're getting into those key areas right now. I mean, look, if you look at this, nothing about this looks bearish right now on my screen. What looks bearish about what we're seeing on my screen right now? Please, someone explain that to me. Someone explain this to me. In what world do you look at that and go, that looks terrible. I don't know what I'm doing. What is this terrible thing that I'm doing? Look at this thing. It's moved. Yeah, it's pulling back a little bit. You get it, bruv, right? I don't see anything in your screen. Apart from these, right? These things here. This. I don't know how I need to redo that. I just don't have time, and I'm so busy. This right here. Apart from this beautifulness. Right? Vogue. YMCA. That's where you see it. Right? So one thing about this is just we're looking at short time frames right now. We're looking at short-term bearishness. But I'm gonna get to a few things where everything depends on one thing. I just want everyone to really understand this thing, right? And I want everyone to be very, 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 very sure that all of this is great. If this one thing doesn't change, it means nothing. Nothing, right? Okay, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to explain it like that. Right, where are we? Now, if we look at total 3, total 3 looks good, right? Total 3 looks good. What did you say? You see a sideways head and shoulders? No, that's not a head and shoulders. Anyway, whatever. Where was I? Total 3. Total 3 looks great. Again, where to see all? Where to see? I think you're trolling me, man. You have to be trolling me. I can't. You're trolling me. I don't know. Whatever. Right? Total 3 is looking good. I mean, like, we've tried to break this neckline. This neckline here, this factor here is extremely, extremely difficult to break into, because getting into here and staying here is send-off mode. That's alt season. Let's not forget that, right? That's, in essence, alt season, but it's not, you know what I mean? Whatever. Total 3 still looks good. Mainly because of Ethereum, but it looks good, right? And we're having this cleared cup and handle thing. The breakout is clear. Where we are is here. This could come all the way down and retest this 958 billion level. It can do, and still stay bullish. It can still stay bullish. We can still have some pullback, but then the next thing is the greatest movement of your life. If link the live. Just go there, and you will see it. Just go there. It's right there. Just go there. It's like 2 words and some signals, all right? Can you link it, bruv? I press one button and one button only, all right? This is my life. I'm one button Joe. I don't work in any other way. If you don't give me, I don't take. But I take everything if you give me. Anyway, whatever. Cool. Whatever. It's cool. Right? This is my motto in life. There is nothing in this world, right, There is nothing in this world that's more of a kryptonite than free shit to a man, right? I mean, free stuff to a man. If there is something free, you will see guys there, because free doesn't exist in our vocabulary. We provide the free. We don't get the free, right? We're the providers of free. And when something is free, I'm like, I am there, right? There could be an amazing thing happening here, but someone's giving out free washing pods, and I'd be like, did you say free? I'll come back in different disguises and right? I just want everyone to understand that. And any guy here who says that don't believe that is not a guy. I don't care what you say, right? It doesn't matter how much money you have. Free is what's important. Cool. Anyway, where we are. So this looks pretty good, right? Right now. And it's mainly because of Ethereum. And it's very strange that Bitcoin is pulling back, right? But Total 3 is holding quite strong, right? Good thing. We'll see what happens. I still think that it could come down to the 958 level, right? Okay. Total 3 divided by Bitcoin. Yeah, it's pulling back, coming back to this key area here. Check out the 9.13 million if you have this on your graph. Now, let's look at Ethereum. Well, that's not Ethereum. That's Ethereum divided by a dollar. Let's look at Ethereum. In Ethereum, I've noticed, keep coming back for more free stuff. Yeah, what are you talking about, Brev? If it's free, it's mine. So I'm saying, anyway, whatever. Look, Ethereum is having a pullback right now, and I'm not surprised it's having a pullback, because a movement like this usually has some form of a retracement that happens. And what I've noticed on the weekly is this inefficiency wick is problematic, right? And I would say that when a wick like this happens, you go into the mid wick. You said it before, we dumped, then it pumped. Now you say it will pump. Guess what? What? Are you listening to? Are you actually listening to what I'm saying? Honestly, are you listening? Are you actually? It's fine. Don't worry. It's fine. I got a feeling the headphones aren't on, man. I don't think. Anyway, whatever. It's cool. Right. So this. Anyway, this midway. 1 second. This midway strategy could mean that Ethereum could come back. Okay, come on. All right. So it could come back. I would say possible to come back to the 4,270. It's possible to come back here, right? And what's more important, if you do the fibs as well, let's do if we do the fib from the bottom here where the pump happened, usually that's what you do, from fib to the top. 1 second, where are we? Fib to the top, you get roughly, let's actually do it to the where it started from. No, that's not what I mean. Fib to the top to this. 1 second. Yeah. You get to the 382 percentile, right? You get to this area here. So this, due to the strength of, but just how did that happen? Can I do that again? Okay, straight line. There we go. Okay, anyway, whatever. This percentage here, when there is a strong trending graph or a product or anything on this level, such as ETH, where a whale of that standard is rotating into it, usually I will show you how hilarious 66 leverage. Yes, I know you can move 1% and make like $1,000 or lose it, right? This could most probably come down to the 4,267, around this area, right? Because the fib lines up with the 382. Remember I said If it's a strong coin, strong trending coin, 382 is where it will bounce. 50% is where most likely it will bounce. But the confluence between the midweek strategy and the 382 and the strong trending profile that we have, I would not be surprised if this thing doesn't bounce from here, and then we will see what happens from that point, right? Something on that level. Historically, September is the lowest performing month. Yes, I know, but remember, I said that first. I want everyone to understand that. I said that first, and then everyone else started talking about it, just so you understand, right? Before I get medieval on y'all. Yeah, that's the thing. So like something on that level here on Ethereum, I would not be surprised, because we are moving on a big move, right? This move that Ethereum did is massive, especially on the daily. It was a humongous move, right? So this move that we're going to be getting, stop it, right? This move, we're going to be getting some form of level of retrace, and it looks more than likely that point there, around this area, around the 6.2 to say 6.3, let's be 6.2 to 6.3. I think it could wick down to this 50% level here. I mean the 50% of the wick on the weekly, and the 382 is a great buying opportunity in my humble opinion, right? Ethereum is going in one way and one way only. All the institutions are starting to get into this level. Great to meet you at your book signing at Trafalgar Square yesterday, mate. What book signing? I wish. Book signings are scary, man. Get weird people in book signings. That's that situation. So around that level is something for sure what we could definitely get to. Now, let's get to some interesting things, right? Why are you doing that? Let's get to some interesting things. All of this now depends on one fundamental thing. Rate cuts at this present moment in Jackson Hole. If you guys watched the video, that was really funny, right? I did a funny joke on that video, and none of you guys watched it, but it's all cool. Don't worry about it, right? Rate cuts at Jackson Hole. The reason why we're getting a bit of a pullback and markets are getting a bit spooked is because it was confirmation that the market is weakening. I want everyone to understand that. There is a weakening in the market. And that weakening, and I said it way before everyone else, right? I said it, that the Fed is going to forego inflation for employment. They are going to do that, and exactly what I said was done, right? Exactly what I said was done. Now, what's important to understand is that this is a confirmation of what is going to happen. A rate cut is going to happen. He said that he's going to do it because he needs to give companies enough breathing room to create jobs, to remove unemployment, to make that side buoyant. And he is betting on the fact that these tariffs, because the only reason why we have inflation, I want everyone to really understand this fact, right? The only reason why we have inflation is the tariffs. Remember, last year inflation was going down, and it was going down on a downward trajectory. The trend was down, everything was down. So what he's betting on, and what he said it. You need to understand with Powell is that you really need to listen to what he's saying. That one singular sentence can dictate the whole understanding of what he's saying in a 3-hour meeting. He said that he believes that these tariffs, if and when they actually all come into fruition, is going to be a singular price event period. Because it's true. If you put a 10% tariffs on, say, something coming from China or something, those prices are going to go up by 10%, and that's it. That's it, right? It's not like it's supply side inflation or demand side inflation. It's not something that is increasing or can be adjusted with the effect of rate cuts. It's not a rate cut dependent move or inflationary factor. That's why he's foregoing it, because he's like, me holding interest rates high will not affect that inflation, because it's got nothing to do with what I am saying. I told it so much first. One day you want to buy a dinner in. You told it so much first. One day, I buy you a dinner in Dubai, mate. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But whatever, right? One day that you that tells you that you need to know. Yeah, oh, a lot of things. You need to. I work in confidence. Everyone says confidence is stupid, but I don't care what anyone says. That's how it works. Works best for me. What was I saying? What was I talking about? Wrong. Thank you. Appreciate it. Miles, that's very kind of you. What was I talking about? Right, yeah. So there's going to be some level of inflation that's going. He's going to forgo that for one, for the inflation. But there are numbers of factors, and the USD dominance is the only one. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's what you're saying. I thought you were saying wrong to me. I was going to show you. No joke. Let's get around. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, but Lamar stands. He knows what I'm talking about. That's what he does when he goes fruit shopping. When he gets to those melons, he chooses. Everyone waits. That's the way a king works, right? Now, yeah, you get it, Lamar. Anyway, so we're so, yeah, but all of this depends on one thing, right? All of this depends on one thing, right? If these rate cuts start a downturn in the bond market, if they start to really turn this around, facts, which I think and I hope it will be the start of that. It will be a perfect buying opportunity because rate cuts will continue. They will be layered on, and it will be a factor of where tariffs and they'll get enough numbers to see whether that inflation is ticking up or it's leveling out, right? This is the thing I want everyone to really understand. Watch this like a hawk. Like a hawk. You start seeing the 10-year treasury bonds go down. What's the reason behind stocks not falling today? Barely down. Yeah, barely down. In SPX, that is a movement down. It's going to come down. I would not be surprised if it doesn't go to 6. That move is a big move in the S&P 500. We're talking about trillions of dollars of move here, right? The markets right now are still pricing in 3 rate cuts. I do want everyone to understand that. They believe that this is what's going to be happening wholeheartedly. And the thing is, the way that the Fed was talking was like, look, I'm cutting to help people stop losing jobs because what's happening with, do you think Trump, I can't read that. I can't read that. But what did Powell say? He did say, it was like, we would be in a much better place if we didn't have tariffs. It is very true, right? It is very true. But we were worth the wait. I've been waiting for the yeah, this is the thing. This is the situation. It's all dependent on your time profile. It's all dependent on your time profile. If you can wait, look, we're coming into a very, very interesting period right now. Really, really interesting period right now. But when that period really starts to gain strength and momentum, oh boy, are we going to be getting some interesting things moving on. You need to understand right now, there are only a very few places that people can put their money to protect against inflation. I want everyone to understand that. The dollar, look, I'm going to say this thing, and I want everyone to really understand this, and this is really, really important to understand, right? Because I was talking to anyway, it's a financial money manager, whatever, right? And he didn't get what Bitcoin and cryptocurrency was. He didn't get it, right? He was saying, oh, right, it's like a new payment thing and this. And I was like, no, you don't understand. You really don't. People in that world, I understood then that they didn't really understand why what we're in is so threatening to their way of life. Going into what we would describe as what we're in right now, like Bitcoin and things like that, means that you are removing yourself from what you would describe as the common money market, right? Where the current payment and monetary structure, where inflation is a fundamental built-in structure of the way it works. So your money, whatever you do, you're losing money. You're losing the value of that money. Whereas in Bitcoin, there isn't someone that's going to say, oh, we're going to be printing more. There's a finite amount. You're removing yourself from that. And that is why it's such a strong hedge against what these normal financial markets are about. This is the thing that people really, really don't get, right? And so when there's going to be a rate cut, one of the key areas where money, the liquidity is sitting, is in the money markets. There's $1.8 trillion sitting there, just earning interest, because they're fearful of the market, because they think there's going to be some form of pullback. Okay, that was a moth. There's going to be some form of pullback. They're fearful of risk on assets because there isn't enough liquidity in the market to really get things going, which is going to be the start of when the rate cut starts happening. That liquidity is slowly going to be coming in. A rate cut is a form of liquidity injection into a market, right? All of these things are slowly going to get into a point where that money needs to go somewhere. Some will go in the S&P 500, but the potential to gain from there is like getting less and less and less, unless your investment profile is 20, 30, 50, 60 years you're looking for that to move. Some will go into gold to make sure that they're holding the value of their currency against this crazy inflation that's going. But some will go into a different area. And I said this in a video, which again, unwatched, right? Because they're like, why should I watch it? I'll go, whatever. Some will go into a new asset class. It's not a mosquito, it's a moth. They keep eating, anyway, whatever. We'll go into a new asset class that's being developed. Like a new asset class that had 3 new legislations, and one being the Genius Act, which is going to be creating a brand new form of currency, which fuels this world. You guys need to understand. You need to think on a broader, bigger time scale. Let me explain this to you right now. Right? And I'll explain it to you in this way. This bear market that you saw here, do you think anyone remembers that? Anyone? I mean, I do. I was involved in that. I was involved in that, and I was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm happy now. I'm very happy now. But like then I was like, what am I doing with my life? But this is the thing you need to understand. If your time horizon, I keep saying it 100 times over, right? If your time horizon isn't long enough and your investments are not below your monthly liabilities, then you're going to struggle and you're going to be fearful. What's going on? No, Abdul, I don't want to do a live with you. I don't want to do a live with you. As much as Abdul wants to do a live with me, just stop, please. I beg you. It's not going to happen. Okay? Abdul, do you understand? I appreciate you watching me, but I don't need to do a live with you. Bro, I'm investing 80% of my income. Man, Lama. Oh, come on, let him talk. No, man. I don't need it. Nah. Abdul is for another time. As weird as that sounds, right? Lamar, I also gave you some other things as well. Just look at that as well. Wait, saying again about the investments and the monthly payments. I'll say that again, right? Every single penny of my investments that I have, everything that I have like 15,000 lights here. So they're like, it's the sun. The sun. Right? What I'm going to say is this. You need to understand your time profile, which in investing is a longer time profile. In investing, it's years, not weeks, not months, years, right? Unless you want to play and trade the markets and there is no trader in this world that has done anything better than just buying and holding. Doesn't exist. I don't care what anyone says, it doesn't exist. You have your holdings and then you have your play money that you play around with and try and make some extra things and then add to your larger holdings. That's the way it should be done. It's the way I do it. But every single one of my investments that I do is below my monthly liabilities. Do you know why that is? Does anyone understand why that is? I want everyone to understand that. I want to ask the question to everyone to see why I keep saying that to everyone and why it should be a key factor on what you're doing. An absolute key factor. By the way, if anyone can follow the tube, that'd be a thing. I'm trying to get to 1,000. It'd be very kind of you guys. Anyone? Why would I say don't invest above your liabilities a month? I'll just say it because you guys are not. It's like I'm a teacher at this present moment. No. The reason why is because when you get a dip, when you get a dip, say Bitcoin, I'll give you a story so you understand. I was involved in a 70% dip in Bitcoin once. Wasn't a lot. I was averaging up and buying in this and the other. Because I invested below my liabilities a month, so the things that I needed to spend, that's why I have like 3% move, 10% move. What's that, bruv? Right? Because I was investing below what my monthly expenditure was, I could wait. But if your money is dependent that you've put the $1,000 in and at the end of the month you have $1,000 payment and that is what you need to do, and you're trying to make some money to pay that and make extra on top, it will get to a point where you will need to make that payment, but the market may be dipping at that point. And so you'll need to sell it at a loss. So that's why if you do something on that level and you're in a project and an aspect that has good fundamentals, look, there are key things, good fundamentals. I showed it to you. I showed you how to do it with Sui. Sui's pulling back. Whatever. I'm holding long term. I know where the growth of that is. Oh, I get what you mean. And thank you for repeating it. Yeah, I know what that is. I know I'm holding that years, not months, not bull runs, this, that. I'm holding it years. Because I learned from Solana. I am mega up on Solana. Almost 15x up. Why? Because I saw the fundamentality. I saw key factors, market growth. It's making its money. Developers are growing on it. It's a factor that has an extra benefit on top of what's being created and what is being used a lot at this moment. Do you understand what I mean? Like if you are in those type of things that have that potential, that have that growth, that have all these things. I mean, look, as much as I don't want to say it, look at the XRP lot. Look at the XRP lot. Look at that. These guys held. You bought here. These guys held years. Years they held. They held years and years and years. And then what did they get? They got all of a sudden a 5x. Holding something for 5 years and then getting a 5x is incredible. I want everyone to be realistic about these type of things as well. If you're looking for this, you're also going to need to understand there's also the opposite way as well. So emotions are hard. It's very hard when you look. When I say look, a dip in so you understand. You guys understand. Where's Solana here? Just so you understand, right? This dip in Solana, this move here, from here to here, for me was a 70% move. Do you not think, with the amount of Solana that I have a very large amount of Solana. Do you not think that I didn't even look at my portfolio? I was like, I know where this is going. I'm happy. I'm all good with this, right? I see the future of this, whatever, right? Whatever. But if I did, I would be like, damn. It was a damn amount of money I lost, right? That's it. So this is the thing that I always say to everyone right now. Things are bad. You'll get a lot of people shouting look. How do you see what you're watching? Just don't even. Just don't. Even, just don't. Just don't. Just don't. All right. If you want to see what I'm watching, just go to here and then follow, and you'll be able to see it. But if you're messing me around, if I'm so down on my alt areas, ease my mind, man. I'm just telling you. Depends on what alts you're in. If you're in good quality alts, I would be. Look, we're getting into a very interesting moment right now, right? Yes, I think we're going to be moving into a very, very interesting, strong moving market. That's what my opinion is. So, I mean, look, this is what I would say to you, right? Everyone will make that mistake where the last time I was here and when your chair was making noise, hey, it still makes noise, right? I found a new chair though. I'm considering getting it. I don't know. We'll see. Whatever. It's all good. Nothing about it. I don't know. It tempted me. I sat in it. I was like, okay, this is pretty good. It was a moment. Anyway, what was I saying? All right, okay, cool. Look, whatever. That's the situation I would say. This is what's important, and know where the factor of all this is. This is really key. You need to understand your liabilities and understand where things are going. Liquidity. Look, I want everyone to know this, right? And this is the thing I'll say, and then I'm going to show you something else. There's a really cool thing that I want to show you guys, right? Explain this to me, right? Why do you think people on a regular basis have this notion of buy S&P 500 and just sit there on it for years and years and years? I know where they're going. They're going to cut those 100K shorters short again. Yeah, it could be. Yeah. We're going to get some sort of squeeze. Probably tomorrow we'll probably get a recovery in some form or other, right? You need to understand this factor here. We're in some really interesting moments in cryptocurrency. Like this idea of a 4-year or whatever cycle thing, I think it's over. I genuinely think that's over. This thing is going into a different area in reality. So you don't pull it out? Only for my wife, Hernandez. I mean, I'm sure you're a very good looking person, but I mean, I'm married now. Come on, man. It's not good to do that on the stream. So what was I saying? Yeah. So look, this is the situation where it is, right? You need to play in these factors, and you need to understand. I mean, what kind of question is that to ask on the live? Honestly, Jesus. So. Yeah, good. Anyway, whatever. Cool. More stable. I mean, I wouldn't describe it as stable. I would describe it as impressive. But my wife might disagree. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, cycles are over in essence. They're over. Once when you start seeing Walmart create a coin, a stable coin, right? You know that 4-year cycle thing is over. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, and there's going to be look. I want to explain to you what I think is going to happen, right? And I would highly recommend you look into these things. Highly recommend. Stable coins, you can't give benefits. You can't give interest because banks went all haywire on it, right? Part of the agreement of the Stablecoin Act was that. But they're going to give benefits in some other form. Firstly, it's going to be built on the Ethereum chain. 100% it's going to be built on the Ethereum chain. There isn't another chain that can handle that many transactions, billions of people, and all that kind of stuff. Secondly, there's going to be factors around it that will give benefit to people holding those stable coins. And that, my friend, are altcoins. Just think about the greater understanding of what's being built here. You're building a new ecosystem. You're building a new money market. It's going to get crazy. It just takes time. Banks are not going to be too eager to get this thing moving in the way they are. But when it does, everyone, I might create a stable coin. Yep, you're getting rid of the turtle. Will this mean less volatility? Yes. The more, look, volatility happens through size. That's what she said. All right. Jesus. Right? Volatility happens through size. And the bigger something is, the less volatile it is. You know what I'm saying? All right? That's the very... Right? 100%, right? It's 100%. The bigger it is, the less volatile it is, the more impressive it is, the harder it is to pull it down, right? That's facts. Right? It's harder it is to pull it down and to manipulate it. You know, well, no, that's the one you marry. The one that manipulates it is the one that you marry, right? This is the situation of where we are. Liquidity is going to be coming into this market. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm betting on that factor, and it will happen. At one point, it's going to happen. And we have too much that's going on that's going to, in this current moment, that's not going to bring that in some way or other. And that is going to be for everything. It's going to be for altcoins. It's going to be for stable coins. It's going to be for lower caps. And most importantly, it is going to be for meme coins. You need to understand that meme coins are going to get their day like nothing else. When people are making money from everything else, they will go into meme coins. It is a fundamental fact right now. The president of the United States has won. And still has won. Right? That's it. That's all I'm going to say on those notes. Now, look, on another thing I want to show you guys, right? And I found something really, really cool, right? And I gave it into the Learn by Alvarez group, but, you know, no one's on there. No one listens and no one watches anything I'm talking about. Getting like talking to myself these days, but anyway, whatever. But I found something really cool, right? This Dream Cash, right, is a really cool thing. I'm going to be getting some early codes to this. What this is a Apple Pay built on Hyperliquid. So it's on the Hyperliquid trading platform where you will be able to just get your Apple Pay, click over from your account and buy anything you want and hold it and store it, right? It's a really, really cool thing. It's newly being launched. It's barely out. I'm giving you guys before anyone else happens. And part of that cool thing that they're doing, I want to show you something, right? I want to show you something. Where is this here? Where did this go? If you actually get it, here we go. Can you work, please? Yeah. If you actually get it and put it on and download this thing, you just it starts mining for you, right? Oh my god, I just found you stream on YouTube. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's been an hour and a half, but it's all cool, right? No problem. It just starts mining this stuff, right? And if you want 10,000 of this before, once it launches, you'll see what you'll be getting for it. It's really, really cool, right? It's a really, really cool thing. Once that starts launching and you get to the... and if you want a, 10,000 extra of the points, just come into here, useful links, Learn by Alvarez. It's a links in the bio in the YouTube. Just get it and keep on your thing on your phone, and wait for this to launch. When you launch, I can't say it because we're streaming, but understand it's gonna be good stuff, right? That's all I'm gonna say. You guys will be first, and the people that have the most amount of it and the most points are going to be just I can't say it. All right, they're just going to be launching stuff that will give you stuff. You get it? I already got 120k of them. That's it. Dreamcash. It's on the screen. Dreamcash.xyz. If you go into learn my algorithms, just go to any one of these. In fact, here I'll link it. I'll link it to you guys. The page, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's cool, right? It's a cool thing. No one's really talking about it, but oh boy, they're going to be talking about it soon, right? It's also a really funky thing as well. Let me just put it into the chat, and you can understand from there. There we go. Paste in there. There we go. Done. Right? There we go. Yeah, 401ks are coming as well. Everything is coming. Also, another thing I want to talk to you guys about something. And let's just say that, you see Pepe here. You might see another image as well. Just saying. That's what I'm going to say, right? Now, the one thing that I will say, and this is about Fat Cat in general. I want everyone to understand this thing, and this is the thing that frustrates me a little bit, right? The amount of bullish stuff that's going on with this project. It disappoints me that people get fearful of it, of what's going on. Because the market is doing this, they get fearful of this, right? 12 months. I'm here. We're developing. There's monster amount of people that are involved and are going to get involved in this. When liquidity comes back, these things are going to go insane. And we have a ton deal that is there sitting. You take it and then you go and put it into these things that will just take your liquidity. And it frustrates me because you look at something else just because there's a bit of green. It doesn't mean you're going to earn anything from it. You need to start moving away from short-term movements, because if you follow that, if you follow what short-term movements and news-based movements and the factor of that is going on, you'll get caught in these type of things. You'll get caught at the top of these pumps, these news-based movements, and then you'll be sitting there going, wait, why did I just sell this? Why did I sell ETH to go into hit the Bitcoin because it was going up and da-da-da-da-da? That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, okay. Any other questions? Oh, actually, there's something else going on. One second. I just realized the time. What's this? Wait, they're gonna be. Wow. Okay, you guys need to. Okay, you guys need to down. Oh my god. You know that thing. Oh my god. Just go to learn by Alvarez and download it. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Just go and download it. That's all I'm gonna say to you, bro. That's all. That is all I'm gonna say to you. I just got an update from the team. Collect as much points as you can. That's all I'm gonna say. Just collect as much. Just collect as much points as you can. Oh my lord. Yeah, so use my link. Yeah. If you want 10,000 more, just use that. And yeah, wow. Okay, cool. Right, cool. So yeah, they seem to have an insane budget. Oh my lord, that's wild. Okay, cool. Right. So go there, check it out, get these things, and you are going to be very, very happy at the end of it. That's all I'm going to say. Where do you plan on putting your investments into right now? I'm waiting for a certain key level, right? 1 second. What did I just do? There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna put my waiting for a certain level to be hit. I need to see those levels that I stated on the live. Let's see what the 109 is gonna do. Then I'm looking most probably the 104 seems juicy to me. 104 and 100,000. If it gets to 100,000 and those key things that I described happens, I'm putting a lot into it. A lot, right? Into everything, including Fat Cat, everything. Because all of you guys are going to be fading it, and then once Ton comes around and buys the damn thing, you're going to be like, oh, but is it too late? It's hilarious. Honestly, I don't get it. Whatever. Yeah, that's that situation. Okay, cool. As I said, learn by Alvarez. Go just when you go there, I will write what you will get for those, just so you understand, right? Just so you understand by just having it on your platform that is just sitting there mining this stuff. Understand what I mean? Mining. All right. Okay. Cool, guys. Any other questions? Any other questions at all, guys? Anything else? Anything else to understand what's going on? Anything? No. I mean, only money. You're not gonna be doing anything. You just keep it on your. You just keep it on your phone, and it just sits there. I'm just saying. Let's just look. Understand this, right? I'll give you this, right? I'll tell you this. They are partnered up with Hyperliquid, and they are going to be launching something on Hyperliquid, where those who are early and have more of this are going to be getting some of that. Okay, cool. On that note, I'm going to no, for anything. Both. On both. You can get it on both the platforms. Be mindful they so make it. Yeah, I'm just saying. Just saying. iOS doesn't work, it said. It's on my iPhone. What are you talking about? Of course it does. What are you talking about? How can I mind? Just go to Learn by Alvarez. If you want 10,000 tokens, go to Learn by Alvarez, right? Links are in the bio, right? Links are in the bio on the tube, right? The tube. You have access code. Those are coming. Just so you understand, anyone that goes through that link that I put in there are going to get a code. Just so you understand that. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. Enough, you fools. Learn by Alvarez. There you go. I'll copy that and I'll put it into the chat, and so you guys can see what's going on, and you can go from there. There you go, boys. Just go there. All right, okay. On that side, oh, one more thing. I think there's one more thing going on. 1 second. One more thing going on. I think a token has just launched. Yowza. Where are we? Okay, cool. Cool. I will be putting a launch of a token in there as well. Cool, guys. All right, look. Love, affection. You have an access. Yeah, I'm gonna give you all that stuff out. Got it down in Lambo tomorrow. No. But you'll be it's just. I can't say it. We're streaming. I can't say it. All right, guys. Love, affection. I hope you got some laugh. Give you the key levels. Understand what's going on. Don't be too afraid. Understand that this is the way things work. This is investing. You need to know that there was, but again, it's your trades, it's your understanding, it's your risk profile. All of it is yours, and it's for your choice to make at the end. Don't listen to some fool that's in a sky basement. I'll catch you guys later. I love my sky basement. All right, guys. Okay.